What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. I don't know why my intro is not working. Okay, I guess there it is. All right. I must have broken something streaming in person this weekend. I apologize, everybody.
Zeno spotted.
Welcome back to the stream. We are live with the T5S2 Pod 15 finals. And I think to no one's surprise today, we have a familiar matchup, one becoming more familiar as we go further on into, this current iteration of the metagame, and that is Drukhari versus Grey Knights. Two of the most powerful factions of the game, maybe the two most powerful factions of the game. They've sort of supplanted Adeptus Mechanicus as the real boogeyman of the meta. But Grey Knights have been putting up some absolutely insane results recently. We just saw the Crucible Major. I think was the top 2 players were Grey Knights, and they had 3 or 4 in the top 8. Like, it was this crazy performance. I don't know how long that's going to stick around. I'm not sure if Grey Knights are quite the powerhouse that we can see out of Drukhari here, but their list is essentially solved, and I think they have at least one very powerful build. We'll see if it hasn't hit an FAQ yet, so we may see some changes to things. I imagine we see some changes to things like the Ritual Purification, but as it stands, I think it's still a fun faction to watch. A very dynamic faction, uses a lot of movement, and uses these super efficient Space Marine bodies with very powerful melee profiles to really get some mad work done. Now, unfortunately for the Drukhari, Grey Knights tend to have a good matchup into Drukhari, as we've seen before, and that certainly is helping them in their performance in the metagame so far. But just the amount of random attacks inside Grey Knights that are hyper lethal to Drukhari profiles is just immense. Every single one of these 21, 22 point little strike squad bodies, whether it's on an interceptor or a purifier or a strike marine itself, every single one of those has a stormbolter. So if you're a witch piling out of a raider that gets blown up by a dread knight, you're staring down like 30 stormbolters. A lot of factions aren't that worried about that. A space marine's not that worried about that. A death guard isn't really gonna care. Most armies aren't too fussed about that, but oh boy, do Drukhari care about that a lot. Now, we do have some really interesting lists, especially for Haliveraith's list over here. I guess on the left-hand side of the table, we should say, on the red, we have Haliveraith. Nick, who we've seen several times in the finals table. Excellent player, especially of all the Drukhari sub-factions, but especially Drukhari. Or all the Eldari sub-factions, I should say. And on the right side here, in the blue, we have Dylan playing the Grey Knights. He has been grinding the hell out of some Grey Knights ever since they got released. Yep. And here's the roll to go first. Looks like a tie. All right, good, exciting start.
You got first.
Boom, 6 for Haliveraith, and that is going to put him into the first turn. This is definitely what Drukhari want to have happen, but Grey Knights definitely are a faction that can hit them hard enough that their first turn advantage isn't quite as big of a deal. A lot of times what we see with Drukhari, obviously they can basically take the center of the table. Yeah. Here goes the Void Raven Bomber, going to strategic reserve itself, nuke this pocket of Grey Knights right in here. Boosh. Seems good.
So we'll start with the yellow squad.
Very nice. Let's see how much damage gets done here. Now that we do have the Aegis, this will affect them against the mortal wounds off the Void Raven Bomb as well. So hit for 6. Oh my god. So we lose 2 interceptors from the first bomb explosion. And the pink unit here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
5 mortals?
Okay.
Kills another 2? Oh no. Well, it's a lot more difficult for Grey. Well, the last one missed, I guess.
No, we'll take one.
The green. Fit
Hitting everything.
for 2.
Ooh, and these Aegis rolls aren't great, but yeah,
Is fine.
we did miss one Dread Knight. So that was a grand total. That was 6. After Aegis, we did 8 plus 2, 3, 4, 12 mortal wounds in that Void Raven Bomb. Glorious. Brutal. So yeah, like you're saying, I mean, Grey Knights can come back and they can hit really hard. The Grandmasters, or the Dread Knights, excuse me, have really good profiles in the ranged attacks at killing raiders. And then, like we said before, you have all of those little tiny bolt gunshots you can use to clear all the people inside out of the raider, which is normally pretty hard for a lot of factions. But Grey Knights, they're so mobile and they have so many of those Storm Bolters, they can do it. So they're one of the few factions that Drukhari are a little bit worried about going second or going first against, because they do have to sort of expose themselves in order to take that forward table position that they really need. Against a lot of armies, they'll just take the central position, and those armies have a trouble killing both the raider and the units inside. And then you can use your super fast advance and charge on turn 2 as Drukhari to just charge them immediately on the top of 2. Less good against Grey Knights. And we're seeing that Haliveraith is sort of playing around this by playing super conservatively. He's kept all of his Hellions in the back. I'm not sure they're quite out of line of sight.
Yeah, you're good for morale.
They're definitely...
Yeah, I'm fine.
You can definitely see them right now.
Yeah,
Might be unintentional. I'd like to see these guys just peel into that spot right there so you can't see them. But I don't think it makes a huge difference. I think if they wanted to get line of sight, the Dread Knights could move around or teleport shunt around the side of the table this way. But I do want, as Dylan's going through his command phase here, I do want to talk about Haliveraith's list real quick, because it is a really interesting one. He is using, in a battalion detachment, he's using a real space raid. Is that correct? Yes. So it's a single battalion. He's not going with like the double or triple patrol that we see a lot of these Drukhari lists build out of. And he's actually using some custom cults or some custom sub-factions. We have a custom Cabal using Dark Mirth and Mobile Raiders, which gives the Raiders an additional 2 inches of movement. And Dark Mirth actually, when an enemy unit within 12 inches declares a move, there's a chance they could take a mortal wound. So if you're sending these Raiders sort of into the heart of the enemy army to deliver their contents, they're actually going to start pinging your opponent down very slowly as they go through their turn, which is pretty cool. We also see Dark Technomancers in the Coven stuff, so we're able to get that extra damage and +1 to wound. Looks like it's going to be used on the Asa factors in these 3 rack squads that we have in the detachment. And then we just have Cult of the Cursed Blade for the Hellions, which, if I remember correctly, is +1 strength. But I'm going to double check, so I don't make a mistake. Cursed Blade, +1 strength, and if you make a saving throw of 6, you deal a mortal wound back to your opponent. Yeah, so this is a classic Hellion sub-faction. It's a good sub-faction for Hellions because the Hellions are, with the +1 strength, their base weapons, I think, go to strength 5, which is an important breakpoint. And then they have so many wounds and they make so many saves that once they just plow into you and engage like your whole army, you make a lot of attacks back at them to chew through them, and that means you're just bleeding yourself for mortal wounds. So we definitely have a kind of a mortal wound sub-theme going on in this list, which I think is really cool. The list itself is bringing an Archon, who is, I believe, going to give the rerolls to everything inside the detachment because he has the it's a real space raid. We have a Homunculus and a Succubus. The Succubus bringing Precision Blows and Triptych Whip. So the extra attacks in 2+ poison, and then Precision Blows for the mortal wounds on hit rolls of 6. And then we have a Capitalite Trueborn unit in the list with Double Blaster and a Dark Lance. 3 units of 5 racks with Ossifactors, a unit of 5 Witches, 2 units of 5 Incubi. There's no Drazar in this list, it's important to note, chat, so that's important. As well as a Void Raven Bomber, as we saw, blew up a bunch of stuff. 2 units of 10 Hellions, 1 unit of 20 Hellions, and 4 Raiders. 3 of them with with Grizzly Trophies, all of them with Dark Lances. The Raiders are out of the Cabal. So yeah, they're going to benefit from that extra movement that we saw them use on turn 1. Going over Dylan's list real quick here, it is essentially the Grey Knights list. There's not too much different than what we've seen before. We have a Brotherhood Chaplain with Words of Power. He also has Unyielding Anvil, so he has the objective secured aura. He gives core units within 6 inches objective secured, or they double models for holding objectives. He also has the Fury of Daimos, the gun, which is cool. It's like a 2 damage Stormbolter, I believe. So we have him in the... Yeah, Fury of Daimos. Rapid Fire 3, Strength 5, AP2 for 2 damage, 30 inch range. And he's a Terminator, so he's always going to be double firing it. So 6 shots, Strength 5, AP2, 2 damage. That's just like Gilliman's gun, right, chat? I guess it's Strength 5 instead of Strength 6. It's a pretty good gun. That's a cute relic. I like it. We have Nemesis Dread Knight Grandmaster with Exemplar, with Servant of the Throne, as well as Sigil of Exigence. Excuse me. He's first to the fray, so the charge buff, advance and charge buff. And then that Sigil of Exigence is going to let him redeploy after he gets targeted, and once he takes a save, he can turn it into a 3+ invulnerable if he wants to. We also have Kaldor Drago, 3 strike squads of 5 Marines, 2 10-man interceptor squads, 1 5-man interceptor squad, and then 3 additional Dread Knights. One of them is missing a teleporter, so only 2 teleporters. So pretty standard stuff from Grey Knights. That's basically essentially the only list you see from them now.
Go to Psycho. Yeah. So we'll start on this objective over here. We'll cast Purifying Ritual.
So here comes the Purifying Ritual. Send it back to players. Make sure real quick.
Goes off. Then we'll go to the Grandmaster, and he'll cast Vortex of Doom.
Okay.
Is Vital Ground not a great pick here? For Drukhari, yeah, not amazing. Drukhari are more about taking objectives than they are holding objectives, if that makes sense. The Grey Knights definitely have the firepower to shoot the Drukhari off of those objectives if they push forward too far without doing enough damage.
That's 4.
Okay.
So, looks like we started to ping down the Raider at the bottom here with Borderlands.
We'll then have... in range. Ooh, he's just out. I think. Oh no, we're in range though.
Yep.
So this guy's just going to cast Smite.
Sure.
Goes off on an 8. Does 3.
Okay.
We will have this guy in range. You can judge if that's in or not.
Oh, it looks like it.
Sure looks like it.
Cool.
There you go.
So he'll cast Smite, needs a 6.
This might be the most actual smites I've
you
seen
see
on Grey Knight's army.
Yeah, I'm touching the
Roll
wall
in a
and I
while.
can see the edge.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I'm sticking out. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So D3. Does 2.
Okay.
Oop. Okay. Then we have...
So already
Into
planked
my-
both Raiders down, almost half dead, before we've even hit.
So then I
shooting
think we're going
phase.
to do...
Good start.
uh,
Now they
they
both
go
have
in, they're out.
racks in them,
Okay.
and these
So-
interceptors are not innately obsexed. The
here-
interceptors are only in here for Purifying Ritual. They're not going to be taking the objectives once those racks get out.
That one just has gate. Okay, so we're going to have the green unit try and do Purifying Ritual.
Unless the interceptors can kill all
Goes
the
off,
racks,
so
of
that's
course.
2.
It's a little tougher though.
We'll have the green interceptor unit do Purifying Ritual. Yep, that's 3, so that's 4 points. I'm going to cast Gate onto the Grandmaster. That fails. That's not great, but it's okay. Okay, so I think it's then just on to shooting.
Okay.
So we've got... I need to pop that. Do I? Maybe not. So we'll start off with this Dread Knight. Got line of sight on you there.
Okay.
So we'll shoot that radar. Yeah, we'll just shoot the radar. So 12 shots with the silencer.
So going into the shooting phase now,
It's -1.
it's going to be the interesting question here is
Oh,
where
sorry,
Haliveraith elects to pile out these racks once they get blown up, but the raiders get blown
that's
up.
not good. 2 wounds, -2.
Only 2 wounds.
6-1.
From
Yeah,
the side
That really
cannon.
wasn't ideal. Okay, we're going to shoot the silencer into this raider from this green Dread Knight.
Okay.
Did we
Actually,
biff
at
with
this
the
point, do we
silencer?
want to?
Did I miss that?
don't think I can see the stuff.
Not great rolling here. Yikes.
Maybe
We've
not.
done a lot of mortal wounds to
This
each other,
green
but the
Dread Knight
regular
is
shooting.
actually going to shoot the Hellions.
Okay.
And we're going to
Um,
spend... Cool. I'm going to
gonna
spend
let-
1... Yeah,
Lightning
I'm
fast
spending-
Hellions.
yeah, I'm spending 1 CP for +1 strength and AP.
Okay.
Silencer hitting on 4s. And winning on 3s. There you go. -2.
Okay. Kills 2.
Sorry, 3s. -3.
2 more.
Kills another 2. Cool.
Good conversion off the Dread
I really
Knight.
would have liked that raider popped,
4 Hellions dead.
but I wouldn't be able to see the stuff that gets out then.
Those
We'll come over here.
Dread Knights do
we'll
have
this
almost
Dread Knight
perfect
shoot
Hellion killing
into-
weapons, though.
We'll just shoot those Hellions.
So actually, electing
Oh,
not
those
to
should be
engage with the
effective.
raiders. This is an interesting play from Dylan. It does mean that he's contesting
Why
the
is this such a
objectives,
hard
so Haliveraith is only going to be down to a 5 primary
If
turn
we shoot the raider,
this
we'll
turn.
probably kill the raider. The interceptors can probably take the incubi. Okay, our Grandmaster's going to shoot the raider.
Okay, now here we go.
So we've got
We're
12
just going to
shots.
shoot the raider. Or I guess, yeah, this is the
4
raiders.
wounds
Here he is.
so far.
Get got, raider.
Shoots 2.
Cool. And the side cannon.
Good saves, though. Oh, my God.
Freeze.
All right.
4 saves.
Can we get 2 through? We do, yeah.
Dice.
That is 1
Yep.
dead raider.
Doesn't it swim?
Cool.
Yeah, it will be tough if the Drukhari lose the Hellions, though. But I almost wonder if Haliveraith kind of wanted, like, 1 shot to go into the Hellions. You know, like we saw, you don't lose a ton of them. You lose a couple. And you know, the Stormbolters, the one thing the Stormbolters don't do is shoot at Raiders very well. So you're basically redirecting the Raider killing firepower. We'll see if that ends up mattering, though. I'm not sure keeping Raiders alive is, like, particularly valuable. It gives you more mobility options in the late game, and it gives, you know, it protects your guys, and it gives you that extra Darklance shot, which is very useful against those Dread Knights. But it's not, like, super important.
Inside. We lose
3 go
3.
down to the transport. A little unfortunate. We do have a couple lines of sight into the racks if we just want to try to shoot them to death from these interceptors. I don't believe the interceptors advanced. Pulling an incubi as well. Or an incubus, I guess.
We will then shoot all of the storm bolter shots into the incubi.
Sure.
Yeah, getting rid of those incubi now. Although the racks are
that
objective
is
secured, so they are going to
20
continue to
shots,
hold this
reroll
objective,
one
assuming
hit.
they survive, which they may not. We could make a charge
For
here,
the
I think.
Grandmaster, winning on 3s.
Killing those incubus is such a
13
big deal. Ugh, only 2.
Wow.
Like we said, some units aren't that worried about a
that's
bunch of
not
storm
ideal.
bolters. And these incubi are certainly one of them.
Okay.
3 plus
We
saves is
will
no.
go to wait, I've got this. Do I want to just shoot it? Oh wait, your racks are on that terrain, aren't they?
Yep.
Ah, damn it, I messed that up so badly. I want to shoot the raider, but I don't want to give you the objective. Okay, so here we're going to have the Grandmaster will charge the racks. I don't actually know what I need. I get +1 to it though.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because I think we're going to have to come around the side
I'm
here.
8 inches away as is.
Yep.
Cool, and then we'll charge the interceptors in.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was... Looks like a fail on the Grandmaster.
I
Oh, and
need
that's
one
also a
at
fail on
4.
the Interceptors. Uh-oh.
I need to CP that.
Uh-oh. Dark Eldar went first. They put Raiders in the center of the table, and they
No,
passed,
okay.
essentially, chat, yeah. Took a very quick turn. So we did
Yeah, that's
CP
interesting.
reroll into a 9 on the Interceptor charge. Try to clear these racks. On the other side as well, chat, we saw this Raider drop down to 2 wounds. Not quite killed,
There
but
we go.
the Interceptors are outnumbering on the objective, so
Combat.
Haliveraith, assuming he loses these racks, which he should, will be down to
We have,
only a 5-point
we'll
primary.
Go forward. You'll go forward. It'll come off the terrain like that. He'll come forward.
Uzi style in chat, giving it up for his teammate.
And then we've got
Hashtag
16
Value Town.
attacks.
Okay.
Wait. There's no do the cast, so it's just 15. Are we doing 6? Nope. Okay, so 15 attacks, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s because we're strength 5. 6s are mortal wounds, up to a maximum of 6. Cool. So that's 2 mortal wounds and then 8 saves, minus 3, 2 damage apiece.
Don't worry, you'll be fine.
Okay, reroll
Doesn't
successes.
look like they'll be fine. Nope, they're super dead.
They're dead.
GG. Now engage the incubi. It'll be fine.
And then we will pile in. Going like that.
So using our pile-in to orbit around... that one's a little... That's probably fine. To orbit around the closest model, but that's going to make the landing zones for the Hellions and
Okay.
the forward
that
momentum
makes
from the incubi a little bit tougher.
Leadership on the Hellions, they lost 4. Leadership 8. They failed.
Ooh, uh-oh. So the Hellions fail exactly.
5 left. 1 more runs away.
Yep. Because it's below half, isn't it?
Incubi lost 3, their leadership 9, so they're okay.
Okay. Over to you.
So that is some value town from
We got 4 on ritual, 2 on engage.
the shots from the Dread Knight there.
Prisoners at the end.
Getting an additional 2 Hellions for free.
This one up here, touch the objective. This blue squad is gonna rod in this corner.
Do you use them as a rod? As rod fodder? Rodder fodder?
We'll get the Archon out.
Could potentially string them back a little bit here to add some screening to this back corner in case we see a teleport shunt to try to get one of these Dread Knights to do something silly.
How far does Broken Raider go? Gets 8. Sits. So, yeah, sits plus 2 is 8. Bring it up to there.
Super fast turns, chat. It's true. In fairness, when you have two armies that are as lethal as these two are, neither player really wants to be the one to jump in first and get beta struck. I think both of these players are like, please just move too quickly or something, like make a mistake so I can kill you.
This is significantly more Hellions than I like dealing with.
Yeah, they are super good value, I find.
So it looks like
Yeah,
we're
you
lining
don't
up
really
on
have to see 40.
this Dreadnought here. This Dread Knight here.
I ran 60 for quite a while, and they're hard to hide, but
and while this Dread Knight does have Draco's rerolls, it looks like it unfortunately won't be able to see the Hellions behind the obscuring terrain, so they're just going to be able to charge through without getting Overwatch, which is good. And they don't have access to the Cult of Strife stratagems, unfortunately, because they're Cursed Blade, but with those additional points of strength, they should be good. Should be good to do some significant damage. They are, I believe, Painbringer on the drug. Is that right? Let me double check. Yeah, so they are going to be Toughness 5 Hellions today, but they are a base strength, +1 strength from their sub-faction trait, so they're Strength 5. And then can deal those mortal wounds on their attack reflection. Can't get it, not Strength 6 here. Strength 6 would be a pretty big deal. But they do have a million billion 2 damage attacks. That should help. Now we also do have to keep in mind though that the Dread Knights themselves can swing back for Strength 6 2 damage as well, with double attacks with their sweeping profile.
Yep. Your interceptors here.
I was about to comment about how cool I thought like the big halberd that this Dread Knight was carrying, like how that was a cool mod, but that's just a lamppost. That's not. That's not a mod.
Fortunately, they do not like to stand up very well.
The lamppost weapon mod. Heard the Prey. I do not believe it is scored on the first battle round. No. Yes, not on the first battle round. So I guess the answer to your question, ET the Elite, is that they have not changed Heard the Prey. That's always how it's been. That'd mean you would automatically get 2 table quarters if you went first in most matchups, which would be kind of dumb. Thanks for the follows. I appreciate it, everybody. Too bad we green highlighted both of these units. Oh yeah, their bases are funky. Well, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us on this Tuesday. This is our first stream back after the in-person streaming we did over the weekend. Hope everyone enjoyed that. If anybody has any feedback on the stream we did over the weekend, go ahead and let me know. And if you missed it, the VODs are just starting to go up in the replay channel. Exclamation point replays in the chat if you haven't taken a look at that.
Up there.
Is it 20 dice? 4 pluses?
Yep.
So we're gonna
11
fly
mortals.
by the interceptors. It
5.
looks like. Oh, but the Aegis is so strong.
3 eye.
Still kills 3. Which is pretty good. Both these armies are about dealing massive mortal wounds to each other, and it definitely helps that the that Aegis is coming into play.
And the homunculus.
But the Haliveraith hasn't even rolled an attack yet, and he's already killed almost. He's killed 6.5 interceptors. Seems good.
Okay.
We should see the Void Raven come back in now as well.
Shooting.
Or not.
We'll have the homunculus throw his grenade into the interceptors.
Yep.
Hits on a 2. Hits, die 3 mortals. 1 mortal wound. And now Power from Pain is 1 turn higher, so
Saved.
hitting on
Yep.
2s. Hellions are going to shoot into the interceptors. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So leaving the Void Raven off, like
So it's really just 4 of them that can't see,
hope-
so 16
I hope Haliveraith hasn't
is
forgotten about
32.
him. Would like to see a Void
Interceptors?
Raven jump in this back corner and just start plowing
Go.
Dark Lance, Void Lance shots into the Dread Knights. But
Hitting on 4s.
not
'cause
today, I guess.
advanced. 5 saves, no AP.
Oh, 3 ups. There's another one.
Okay. These guys can't see anything. We're gonna put the Trueborn into this Dread Knight.
You can see this Grandmaster.
Another one?
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
So we have the Dark Lance. It misses. I'll command point that.
And you command point inside the radar because the unit's not on the board.
The stratagem doesn't target a unit, it just targets the shot.
I didn't think you could use it on. Okay, fair enough.
Do you want to get a ruling from Trevi?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about a unit.
Oh.
Just,
I think someone in the chat's just. Nah, it doesn't matter.
causes a wound.
Yep.
You got your info.
I'll spend the command point. No, okay.
For 5.
Okay.
We got the 2 blasters. They hit. And they wound.
Yep. Yep. And saves. Wow, okay.
For 8 more.
Yep, dead. Okay.
Okay, that was
Horrifying.
not what I expected.
Hot damn.
So both of these raiders are going to shoot down into the red squad then.
A whole Nemesis Dread Knight
Yep.
destroyed.
Roll the first one. Misses. Second one. Hits. Wounds.
Yep. What was this into again?
This was into the red.
Oh,
you
saved.
made your invuln. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the shooting whilst embarked in a transport roll specifically calls out that command reroll cannot be used on units inside a transport.
Okay.
Okay. So take your 5 wounds back on that guy then.
Okay.
He was a little further up, I think.
I just had to take a look at that and
We were
I
8
think it was
inches
like-
away.
to verify
Yeah.
for myself, chat.
There we go. I'll go there.
It's I call those band-aid rules, where you're like, all right, GW is like, well, it's like creates these weird situations where you
So Wounded
can,
Raider is going to shoot into the
you know,
interceptors.
use stratagems on things. So you can't target things in transport. So there's like this.
Misses.
You can target a unit with a stratagem unless it's in a
The
transport,
guys inside
and then you can use the stratagem to an effect in a track unless it's this specific stratagem
put the hex rifles into the
on this
red ones.
on a unit inside a transport.
And we're we're gonna.
They just sort of increase the complexity of the game for not really any
First squad,
benefit.
head rifle,
I don't love them,
4.
but it is how the game's played.
Strength 6 plus 1 to wound. Wounds AP2.
Oh, hang on.
This
Okay.
matchup needs 2
Also
more
veteran for the
Tyranid
squad,
players.
Doesn't need to overcharge.
Very
that.
nice volley
Hits.
principle, yeah.
Wounds,
I
AP3
agree.
on the squad.
I put it 6. Yeah.
Tyranid
it's
mirror
not a
matches are
wound
going to
from
get so
F-Rifle
wild,
as well,
chat.
isn't it?
Only if I got a.
You got 6 to wound.
I
Is
don't
it?
think head rifles have that power.
What they did.
Oh, yes, it does. Sorry.
Okay. 5 up. Nope. The Dread Knight takes the wound.
Okay. The second squad heads rifle into the Dread Knight. Misses. Causes a mortal to myself. And I fail to feel no pain.
Okay.
So one guy dies. Ossivator. Hits. Poison 2+. Wounds. AP3.
2 damage.
2 damage.
Cool. Take an interceptor.
Okay. That is all my shooting. So charges. The wounded raider is going to charge into the interceptors. With 5.
Go get him, Raider. I believe in you, buddy.
And then the Archon is going to charge into them. 7.
So we've done a lot of damage from Haliveraith this turn. One Dreadnought almost dead. One's about to
Red
get
squad is
swamped
going
by
to charge
Hellions.
into the red Dread Knight.
Yeah, we might see...
Actually- We'll go with green first, just in case we happen to fail. Green is going to charge into your Dread Knight.
Okay.
5 is just enough.
Yeah.
So it'd have been nicer to be higher, but
Yeah, interestingly, it's a very bad charge, obviously. It kind of makes the unit a little bit more interrupt-proof, I guess. It means that an interrupt on this guy isn't going to be quite as bad because you're already kind of fishing for mortal wounds off of the interrupt attacks because of that Cursed Blade sub-faction ability. And on top of that, you can't get the whole unit in, so even if he interrupts and kills, you know, I guess it's pretty likely he kills, you know, 7 or 8 guys. Most of those guys were not going to be models who are going to be fighting anyway. So you're just going to be able to fish for some wounds on your opponent. Now, the worrisome part about this matchup, I think, is, you know, as we're seeing, obviously, this Drukhari army can very efficiently kill a lot of these Grey Knight profiles, but the thing about Grey Knights is that there's just so many of them. They're so cheap that even if we lose these 2 Dread Knights, you know, kill all these Interceptors, we've killed a bunch of Interceptors, probably close to 15 Interceptors in this fight.
It'll be like a 2 for them.
yeah.
The strike squads in the backs here and the interceptor squads in the back are just going to be able to clean up a lot of this, and you lose on the trading game eventually, I think, in the Drukhari seed here. So it looks like we did make our charge just barely on this Dread Knight. I think we needed to roll an 8. Yeah, there it is. Easy game. Happens every time. And strong likelihood we knock this Nemesis Dread Knight out. We'll see how we do. Actually would have been... I guess Haliveraith was fine if that Dread Knight got killed by the shooting. I know he wasn't expecting it to. But it would have been kind of awkward. These Hellions
So
broke cover and
Tormentors
moved out to
on
the center of the
the
table and
Interceptor.
aren't doing anything. Could be a little awkward.
Fails. Okay, go first. We will start with the red squad.
Now we do have a strike squad in reserve here and only a witch squad on objective 1. So we may see Dylan drop that strike
They
squad
should
to start
also
fighting
fight.
for Objective 1 and force some of these aggressive units to come back. I
31
wouldn't be
attacks.
surprised if that's what he elects
Yep.
to do this coming turn.
And hitting on 2s because I got my animus off.
Yep.
Strength 5.
5s.
5s are AP1, 6s are AP2.
Cool. 3 ups. Fails 1.
Good rolling.
And 4 ups. 1 at a time. So we're down to 4. No, we're down to 3. Down to 1. Down to 1.
Oh! Excellent roll off this Dread Knight. Makes
Okay,
a
I'm going to spend 2 command
wild
points to
number of
intervene
saves.
Yep.
with the Grandmaster.
And the Nemesis Dread Knight over here bounces
So
that
he's
Hellion
on full.
squad.
He has,
Very
we'll
unlucky
do
for
sweep, so he has
Haliveraith.
12 attacks.
Okay, I'm gonna lightning fast on the Hellions.
Cool.
So he's a lightning fast in response to
So we're
the interrupt with the double swing off the Grandmaster, the big
Right,
the 2
two miss.
damage attack.
Then you charge me, so I get +1 to wound, so I'm winning you on 2s. That's 1 mortal wound and 8 saves.
Only 1 save here.
So 7
so
die,
we
you
kill
take
7.
a mortal, and I take a mortal.
So I take the mortal. Saved.
That age is very annoying in this matchup.
We'll go with the Incubi
This-
Interceptor.
Like we talked about, this is a Drukhari list with,
7
with
attacks.
that sub theme of dealing mortal wounds to his opponent, and that Aegis is just keeping him alive, just barely.
AP3.
That's
So Incubi, make sure that guy's good and dead.
Okay, green will pile in.
Now we need a big swing off green here. I don't think it's super likely that they kill the Grandmaster, but we have to get him to the point that he can't just sit in melee and shoot and punch this unit to death.
I'll
This coming
pop
turn.
7 to the throne this turn to give him a 3 of Inland.
Okay.
I don't know if you have to
Just
declare
because I
that
really
now.
would like him
That's
to live.
declared when he takes saves, right? I think he can save that.
So 13. Makes 40 attacks.
Strong ability, though, I think. As
Think
powerful
might
as
be
Sigil
it.
of Exigence is, I think the combination of the two is what makes this particular
Hitting on
Grandmaster build
2s.
so effective and why he's seen in almost every list.
5s. Ugh.
Oh,
And,
no!
AP doesn't matter.
A
Because
Yep,
flub
all threes.
there. Oh, but also a flub on the save. He takes
Takes
8. Oh, man.
Not ideal.
Okay, and then my Archon.
Servant of the Ivory Throne,
Done it
maybe.
one time.
Because that was pretty
7 attacks.
poopy.
Yeah.
Rerolling everything. Strength 4. So 4 is rerolling everything.
Do that again, please. Ah.
AP3. AP4. Yeah. Din Blade, he takes a wound on a 1. Dice is a 1.
Ouch. That Archon is playing with fire.
And
over
then
there.
I'll have this one kind of pile in front of him.
All right. Well,
That's
not
my-
a perfect
so
turn
we'll
for
swing with
Haliveraith,
the
but I
power
think
rounds.
he's he got probably the damage he was expecting out.
Okay. And
Cleared
I'll
out all
fight
the
back with
interceptors
my
in the
Dread Knight.
center.
So we've got 6 attacks, re-rolling all the hit rolls.
I really wanted to kill this Dread
Use
Knight.
target
I think
Drago
you can
last
tell he's
time.
at 1 wound, but and left the Grandmaster pretty low.
4,
At least
4
bracketed.
hits, 3's to wound, 4 saves.
You take 1 mortal.
Yep. Oh dear.
Oh, and
Somebody
we
didn't say
get
that.
him with the mortal. Amazing. All right, well there you go. Curse played so good, chat.
I'd rather not have done that.
Good stuff. Yeah, you do unfortunately have to make those attacks. It's not
Morale.
optional, even if you might
Red
get
squad lost
parried to
3.
death.
Leadership 8. They're okay. Green squad lost 7. Leadership 8. They fail.
I love that that's how that guy went down. That's actually way better.
And there are 12 left.
Yep.
They're okay.
Wow, combat attrition for the Green Hellion unit is good.
Okay.
Fails none of
Cool.
them.
My turn. Heard the prey. I got 4 points.
Yep.
Abhor the witch. We can count it at the end, but I've got
Yeah.
a few points.
For sure. Okay.
And we
Over
should
to
be
my
up
turn.
3 base units, it looks like, at least for Abhor.
So, start of the turn, we're going to give the full rerolls
Green,
to the guy
yellow,
with swords.
Nemesis Dread Knight.
Okay.
So it should be 6 on
We're then
Abhor.
going to give words of power to the guy with swords
Okay.
on a 3+. Yep, forgot to do that last turn. And then we'll go to movement. Okay. How do we do
So
this?
words of power on a
Think we got
Falchion
the
strike
instructors.
squad. Pretty interesting. Maximizes number of attacks. Or is he putting on? I guess he's putting it on the 4-sword unit, I would imagine, because we want to sink in and blow up the Green Hellion unit. I imagine that's the most dangerous unit on the table right now. I would be really feeling better if we also put 2 Void Lances into this Dread Knight over here, chat. Because I think the Dread Knight shooting is going to be tied up this turn, and your Void Raven gets to line up for another bomb next turn. Or no, it only has 1 bomb, right? It doesn't have 2. I think I'm thinking of the Orc Bombers. Ah, Void Ravens, it's been so long. Yeah, no, just kidding. It's just 1 bomb. All right. So you don't care about the bombing, but we are missing the 2 Void Lance shots, which is sad.
This guy can go 7. I don't need to. Oh, we won't. That's good.
Do you think Haliveraith's Void Raven is called an Edgar?
Don't know what happened there. The mic just got completely disconnected.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, now we've got a unit of Trueborn, a unit of Succubi, an Incubus, and an Archon and a Raider to clear. Okay. Thing is, I have to sort of clear you this turn or I die.
All right, well, this is the turn that's going to seal the deal, I think, chat. It feels to me like we have enough damage on the Grey Knight side of the table to kill most of this Drukhari front line. Although we do have 7 CP on Haliveraith's side. That real space raid, not having to spend any CP on those additional detachments. Woo. That's very nice.
Not the Raider. We'll then spend 1 command point.
I guess you weren't spending CP on the raiding force detachments anyway, but
So we'll spend 1 command point to.
this list is a little bit higher on CP than normally. We'll see.
Okay. Before you move,
Okay.
how many are in range?
Are we gonna cut them down? Chat. Yes.
I guess I'm not getting engagement range, so it's only going to be D3. 6. Yeah, I cut them down. It's not worth it. Go ahead.
Okay. No. Yeah.
So we'll go like that.
What a
and
strat.
then we'll
Cut them
move
down.
backwards.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Garbage.
Like that. Cool. And then we'll bring down the Grey Knight unit.
Yeah, I think we maybe miss. I don't know if we consolidated with this unit enough. We could have trapped the Dread Knight, I think,
So where's
or the
my
Grandmaster. And we didn't do that. It does bleed the CP, obviously, which is still helpful. And here comes the Grey Knight, yeah, the Strike Squad to come try to fight the witches. But at the very least, you would have forced out a teleport shunt
9.2.
or a gated infinity,
Cool.
which is
So
way worse for your
we'll then
opponent
go
than
into Psychic.
just
Okay.
letting them walk away.
So Grandmaster can't cast anything. I think we'll do this purple strike squad here.
Okay.
They're just going to smite. Goes off on a 6. Does 3 mortal wounds to the raider.
She
Doesn't
got
matter,
20k on Grey Knights.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Grey Knight's definitely the favorite in this matchup so far. Haliveraith, playing it well. We've seen a lot of damage done to the Grey Knight army. But we'll see if he can keep it up against the beta strike here. I mean, and the thing you have to keep in mind about Grey Knights, they're so efficient that once you deal with, you know, this Interceptor squad, all of the second line of 20 or 25 Strike Marines running at you with energy swords, is there's 2 more Nemesis Dread Knights in the back. So even if Haliveraith is able to trade for these guys and kill all of them, you still got to deal with 2 Nemesis Dread Knights and probably this Grand Master. Because I don't believe the sigil's been popped yet, so he still has a sigil of Exigence if you want to shoot a Dark Lance at him.
There were 9 guys left.
Fuji can't even afford his VIP badge.
Oh. $13.2. Okay, this Dread Knight will then smite that front and back squad.
Sure.
So 2d6 on a 6. Goes off on a 12.
Ooh,
okay.
All
So
right.
I'm going to take
We have a Super Smite.
1, which I don't save, down to 9. And you're going to take 5 on the 3-man.
Ugh. Brutal Super Smite. I'll trade 1 mortal wound for 5 mortal wounds on my opponent. That seems
they're
fine.
dead.
Yikes. Yeah, interesting. We don't have good positions for Purifying Ritual this turn. We're
Red
actually only
Interceptor
gonna
unit
get
will try and
1
smite on a
ritual off
7.
Objective 4, and that's it.
Wait. Yeah. Goes off on a 10. Does 2.
Kills 1.
Oh. Okay. This strike squad here will they'll try and do Hammer Hand.
Okay.
On a 5. Yep. So they're rerolling wounds. We will have the Chaplain try and do Purifying Ritual. Goes off. That's 1. Oh well, we can only do up to 2 anyway. This red Dread Knight will just try and smite.
Sure.
For an 8. Nope. This green Interceptor unit will cast +1 attack.
Okay.
Goes off. We Grandmaster can't cast. We'll have the red unit cast Purifying Ritual.
Oh, we do have this
Goes
Interceptor
off,
squad
so
up
we
here,
get 2
though,
points
yeah,
for that.
So we do get the 2 on Ritual.
Cool. And then we've still got Drago. So... I mean, I can just use it to move the guy up. Yeah, okay, so Drago's going to cast Gate of Infinity onto the 9 wound Nemesis Dread Knight. Goes off on a 7. Yep. So now I need to teleport this somewhere, which is useful. I kind of just want him on the other side of the wall if I can. Yeah, okay, there. Let him see whatever he wants.
Seems good.
Cool. And then Drago will cast
A
a
poor
Sanctuary
man's fly.
with 18-inch range, and we'll cast it onto the red unit. Casting value 7. Doesn't go off. Cool. So that's all psychic. Shooting. So purple unit, going to shoot all Storm Bolters into the racks.
Okay.
12 shots. And 4s. 7 saves.
It is.
Ooh, bad saves from the racks. Good damage ignore rolls, but they're only down to 1. That opens up this Archon to get shot, and man, is that a good place actually just kills him. There's one missing already. That is a good place to put Stormbolter shots because they don't really care that much about the
Red
Shadow
Raider
Field.
is going to shoot the Raider with the Trueborn in.
Okay.
We will spend 1 CP for +1 strength and AP.
Okay.
Reroll and hit rolls of 1. Oof. There we go. And pause. 3 wounds.
Ew, that was terrible.
2.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, these Dread Knight rolls. This is what Haliveraith needs,
1
I think,
wound.
to be able to push through this attrition
Thanks.
fight. Just
Cool.
a whole turn of nothing from his
the-
opponent.
Green Dread Knight.
He is killing the
will
chaff.
Shoot the same.
But that's less powerful. That's less important.
12 shots. 5s. 6 saves.
6-5.
Cool. And then Psycon. This guy knows how to shoot.
All right. Well, it looks like the other Dread Knight might get him. Yeah.
Dies. Does not explode.
Cool.
Okay. And 10 guys inside.
Yep.
1 dies.
Even half range. Ooh. Okay, we might have to come back to that. So we'll do shooting now. We'll shoot Drago into Hellions.
Okay.
Gets 4 shots. Hits on 2s. Wounds on 5s. 2 saves, -2, 2 damage.
Kills 2.
Cool. We'll have the blue strike marine shoot the Hellions. The teal ones, I mean, so 20 shots. 3s, rerolling 1s. And 5s. And 3 saves.
+1.
It's another. We'll throw the Dread Knight into the Hellions.
Okay.
Cool. So we've got
All lightning fast, those Hellions.
Sure. So 12 shots, hitting on 4s now. Ooh. And 4s. 1 wound.
1 takes a wound.
And then Psycon. Ow. Nothing. Eee. We will have the chaplain shoot. He's got the Fury of Deimos. Which is the relic Stormbolter.
Thorax the Impaler in chat. How's it going, man?
30-inch range. And 15, yeah.
Good to see the chaplain's
6 shots.
super shiny
Hitting on
Stormbolter.
3s. Sorry, 4s. And
Yeah, only
nothing.
ballistic skill 3 on
Wow.
that guy.
Very resilient alien.
Very sad.
Okay, what's next? We've got these.
That lightning
big set of
fast really paying
interceptors.
off
We've got
for
all
Haliveraith,
of
though.
these red interceptors, and I think they're going to shoot the Incubi.
Okay.
20 shots. Yep.
farther from some of these, we might want to separate them.
Oh, okay.
Because these back guys are going to be going through the wall.
Yeah, okay, I'll redo it. So the 12 that you don't get cover.
ESOXO, thanks for gifting the sub to Andy Tank.
Dead.
I'll do it.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support.
Okay. And then we've got the whole set of interceptors, which
Glad you liked the video,
exactly on
ESOXO.
8, so it'll be about
Which
you know,
one
we'll
was
shoot
that?
everything into the Archon.
The live stream from yesterday, or
20 shots.
one of the ones I did last week?
Please. 8 saves.
Oh, the live stream, yeah.
We'll start
Yeah,
with
that
the
was fun to do.
save.
I think we had a good time there. That was a big one too. A lot of people
one.
showed up for that one, which I was appreciative for.
All right, that's all the ones
appreciative
we're
of.
going to roll. We'll put the rest on the shadow field. Nope, shadow field's gone. And he dies.
Okay.
The shadow field
Yeah,
luck,
good old
chat,
Archon that
every
either
time.
never dies or forgot to turn
God.
anything on. Okay, and then we've got the
Died to the second
orange unit
wound.
back here, which are going to fire all the stun bolters into the witches.
Brutal. Yeah.
20 shots.
Yeah, definitely. Dylan's luck on this
please.
bottom half of the table wasn't great,
9 slaves.
but obviously Haliveraith were just rolled terribly at the top there.
Oh,
The downside is when you
Wow.
roll terribly with Drukhari, you tend to lose. Or even if you roll okay, as soon as you get attacked with Drukhari, you tend to lose models really quickly, and that's sort of what we're seeing here. There's just so many
Cool.
attacks on this
And
Grey
we'll
Knights,
just go
in this
to
Grey Knights
tigers.
army, and we're dealing massive damage.
So we will throw.
Let's see how much damage you do to this big Hellion unit. Theoretically,
okay,
we
let's
could
do
see
these
dice flop
smaller
on them,
ones
and I
first.
think that
the
would
teal unit of stuff
give
is gonna
Haliveraith
go into
a
the
little bit of
Hellions.
hope, but right now it looks like we're just getting steamrolled. Basically running the new list from the video, when I'm taking 2 units of 3 warriors for the buff twice. With the Heralded list, no, I only had 1 unit of 3. We were talking to the community member who made one with 2 units of warriors. I think 2 units of warriors is fine. I think I'm running Sky Slashers right now, like in that
6.
slot.
We'll do it.
Sky Slashers and more Gene Stealers.
Chaplain in
I have a sneaking suspicion the Harridan's gonna run out of range of the +1 to hit buff from the warriors pretty quickly. So I think he gets +1 to hit round 1, and then he's just leaning on Relentless Flurry for the rest of the game, which is fine because that's what OG Harry Dan used to do, and he did massive damage. So I think he's okay with it. And then you have full rerolls on the Hive Guard, so they don't necessarily need +1 to hit, even if they're they're both in range.
Over here, we'll do the green interceptor unit into the Hellions.
okay.
They get in on a 5. Oh, we'll do the red unit just into Hellions. I'll let your homunculus decide if he wants to hit me. Yep. 6 will do it. Is it in anyway? Yeah. Like that, and then we'll do the Grandmaster in. 9. Yes. And he'll just go over here.
Melted Wing, how's it going? Welcome to the game.
Yep.
We
And
might
then
as
we'll
well have
yeah.
like this come in.
And the orange unit back here do a 9-inch charge into the witches.
So we got an intervention off the Homunculus.
To 6, I
Yeah, it's not worth.
Did you spend the
CP.
last CP there? Mm.
Cool.
Yes.
So we'll go to combat.
All right.
We'll start with the green interceptor unit.
Yeah, so this is the interceptor unit with Words of Power.
Yeah. We'll spend the CP for 6s generate extra hits.
And here's the Rapier stratagem.
So they have the Justicar. Yeah, and they've got swords. So they get 16 attacks. Plus another 5 because they got the spell off for Rapiers.
Oh my god.
So they're hitting on 3s,
So-
re-rolling all the hit rolls because they're the
We
target
have,
of Drago. Wounding you on 4s, but sixes to wound are 2 mortal wounds for the first 6 because of convergence, and then 1 mortal wound after that.
so
re-roll the hit rolls.
yeah, we are
That's
have
5
assembled the
additional,
combo,
so 2
chat.
missed, I'll add 3 in.
The full
And
might,
then we're wounding
fully
on
armed and
4s.
operational interceptor squad. I guess the one thing you could get
Okay.
is also a hammer hand on a strike squad. This is the
So
one thing we're
that's
missing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 mortal wounds, then 2 mortal wounds, so 14.
First, last
Along
with 9th edition
with
Grey Knights,
1,
94,
2,
91
3,
to
4, 5, 6,
Necrons.
7
Wow.
additional wounds from Words of Power.
Oh,
And
oh,
not many saves.
oh my god. So what is that? That's 21 wounds and then 7
You
mortals,
take 1 mortal,
or 14 mortals.
2 mortals. How many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 dead. There are 11, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12.
The 4 extra models, in my opinion,
You take 2 mortals.
do matter for the Gene Stealer unit, but like 16 is sort of like the
Pass these.
the
I passed one of them, so I'll take the wind.
playing 4 down is like sort of
And then
the acceptable losses,
they'll
I
control
guess.
it forward 3.
All right. Well, we were hoping that
Grandmaster will go 6 and touch the
we were hoping that we would see a good turn off of or for Haliveraith this turn, or I mean some bad luck on Dylan's part, but man, we did not see that right there, and obviously that was the entirety of the combo.
Yeah, it's otherwise. I'm not gonna even spend my command points, so we'll put all our attacks into the squad.
Yeah. So the entirety of the combo assembled to deal the maximum damage. You don't often see that. People are pretty hesitant to engage directly into Grey Knights, but obviously a Drukhari army doesn't really have a choice. So we are interrupting into Drago. Ooh, bad rune draws, unfortunately.
Kills 2.
Or into the Grey Knights,
So
excuse
we'll
me.
have to
The
take
strike squad.
that one and that one. Oh, well, we just accidentally clicked adjust the car. I'm sure it's fine. Drago will go in, so he gets 6 attacks.
Yeah, that's
Hitting on 2s.
their average, and we didn't see them. And it's an interceptor squad, not a strike squad, right, chat? So like the ceiling's a little bit lower, because the strike squads could also reroll their wound rolls. Seems good. And also, in fairness, it's beating up on Hellions, which aren't the most resilient unit in the game, although they're relatively tough. Having a massive 2 damage attacks that explode versus a unit that sort of survives on its
Hitting
2
on 3s,
wound
we roll
profile
1s.
is
Winning on 5s, but we did 2 more.
pretty good.
wounds.
I think a lot of this matchup is that there's so many good profile, matchups for Grey Knights. Obviously, their stuff's super cheap.
And
That helps
saves
as well.
mortal. Yeah. Cool. And then we'll do the red interceptor unit.
Okay.
Base. So 16. 15. Everyone's got halberds. Hitting on 3s.
Yeah, I usually
Winning on 2s.
I always end up accidentally killing the
2
guy,
mortal wounds
the
and
unit that's
7
next to
saves
the
-2.
the Words of Power guy, so they almost never have
okay.
Words of Power because he has to go somewhere else with them. And that wipes the Trueborn unit as well. Yeah, this is a rout. Unfortunately here. We just have the Homunculus left down on objective 3. The Witches are down to 1. They may run.
And then we've got against the Homunculus, don't we?
Yep.
And we have literally just a Void Raven Bomber in reserve, and then the Incubi and the Transport. I don't think one Void Raven Bomber in a unit of Incubi is going to kill.
Yeah.
Like 1,500 points of Grey Knights.
So that's going to be a sword and then 3. So I'll do the 9 halberds first. And
Dark Eldar, more like Dark Eldar.
3 mortals and 4 saves. 2 damage each.
Okay, so 8 altogether. Oops. So he lives with 1 wound.
I'll do the sword.
Yeah, I think
3 hits, strength 5.
Myself for sure, but also the community. I think generally definitely misinterpreted the power level of the Grey Knights Codex 100%. I honestly, as good as it is against Drukhari, I think that might just be the matchup. I don't think that they are like as oppressive as Drukhari. I think that you can still just beat them sometimes.
Maybe.
Again, we haven't seen any erratas to them. So
I'm not gonna lie, I tested him out for like 8 games straight, and I never rolled the 2+, and it's really sad.
Yeah, this is the first time he's really failed, I think, but it's.
Yeah, so that was the respawn ability on the Homunculus. Looks like that failed. He has a Celestine sort of ability. He regenerates himself when he dies. But not if you're all at 1, then he's gone forever.
I apologize, I should have done Dark Mast for the red unit.
Oh, yeah, it's all good. I forgot it.
Okay. Did the transports get obliterated? They did, yeah.
1 hit.
There were this is only a 4 raider list, so it wasn't like a ton of raiders. But I mean, generally the play pattern is like you push a Nemesis Dread Knight up pretty far, and then you get an interceptor squad up sort of around their location, and the Nemesis Dread Knight kills the raider, usually either by itself or with the help of psychic powers or other Dread Knights, and then the interceptors or whatever else is like popping in the back either clears the infantry out with the Stormbolter shooting or with the charge. And it's it's a lot of things that are really good at killing Drukhari things, and that's the silver bullet to Drukhari. It doesn't necessarily have the line of indirect fire that you really want against Drukhari to be able to fight them once they hop out of the transports, but you don't necessarily need that because you have Gated Infinity and you have teleport shunts and you have a lot of deep striking. So like you have kind of pseudo indirect fire.
I'll re-roll the advance roll. Into a 6.
So it looks like the witch stuck around. We got 5 points on Haliveraith's turn. And I think we're probably just pushing for probably pushing for points here. Yeah, if she can come in and start chewing up characters, you max your Abhor the Witch for tiebreakers.
Incubi will get out.
So the previous turn chat, for those who missed it, the Hellions, there were 3 units of Hellions that were get my telestrator out here. I'm using a little bit of a different telestrator today, chat, because I had to change my setup. It should be back in the future, but it's only really useful for a multi-screen. But we had the Hellions up in the center here, and then we have the last B unit that was back here. These 2 units had pushed forward in order to charge the Dread Knights that were there. One of them killed the Dread Knight that it had charged. The other one did 8 to the Grandmaster and then got killed. So that's why the Hellions were all out in the open, is because you basically have to choose between potentially getting teleport shunted on and somebody peeking around a corner and shooting half your Hellion unit to death, or taking the attack that you get, just taking the hand you're dealt and and pushing your opponent forward and seeing what you can do. Unfortunately, I mean, like we just talked about, Hellions they're a unit that live and die by having 2 wounds, and everything in this army has a 2 damage melee weapon. Everything. So you just random stuff charges you, and you're like, well, I have a 6+ invuln and 2 wounds, and it's like strength 6 idiot with 2 damage just punches you to death. You know, I'm not really sure what you do. Yeah, I think the Hellions, like, don't get me wrong, chat. I think the Hellions is legitimately good. I don't think it's good against Grey Knights. In fairness, though, I'm not really sure what you play in Drukhari that's like very good against Grey Knights. Maybe like Chronos or something. You push towards more of the Coven, like the tankier stuff. That is a lot of you have access to a lot of like 2 damage weapons, which like 2 damage flamers, which is going to be good against the strike squads, and like a high volume of mid strength, high 8 or like AP2 shooting is how you kill Dread Knights, and you can get access to that in those Coven units. What does the matchup Grey Knights versus Orcs look like? I haven't actually watched that one myself. I think Orcs are much better positioned than Drukhari because you're typically like you're a gunline as Orcs, and it feels to me like the biggest weakness of Grey Knights right now is like those gunlines armies, because as lethal as they are in melee, all of their units are literally just tactical marines, like all of these infantry. So if you're firing 6 rocket truck squig buggies into this army, you're gonna kill like every single strike marine in like 2 turns, and it's just gonna be a slaughter. Obviously, the teleporting and the sigil of exigence and stuff like that gives them a lot of counterplay, but like I think if you can deal enough damage to the little stuff, you can power through the big guys. Shuma, yeah. The greatest genetic alchemy and most powerful weapons crafted by humanity are no match for a single squig. One squig will get you, making bouncy noises
Raider
as it
charging
falls out of
the
the sky. So we have the Succubus
Sacrificial
into
Raider.
the Brotherhood Chaplain. We brought the Void Raven Bomber in. It looks like we bounced on the Dread Knights, unfortunately. Only
And
2 attacks. That 4+
charge into the
invulnerable
right
save is
squad.
so strong.
Yep.
So we're using the Raider to block Kaldor Drago's heroic intervention, so the Succubus can fight, and the Succubus is going to try to clear this objective. Let's see what happens.
And we'll get all 4 of them touching the objective.
Yeah, that's also a good point, chat. Yeah, the Ramshackle's really brutal.
Okay.
I mean, you're not...
Tormentors on the Grey
It's the Dread Knights that will be
You can leave
doing
them
the
if you
killing,
want.
I
I can't
think.
interrupt.
The strike squads are going to be sacrificing themselves in
right.
order to...
Succubus, 10 attacks. We will put 4 into teal and the rest into chaplain.
in order to like score primary points and stuff.
Into teal. Command point, one of those ones.
Sure.
And 2s to wound. 3 wounds, AP3.
6s.
Ah!
Three dead.
Well,
Go.
good use of a command point. Exactly kills the strike
And
squad.
6 into the chaplain.
And here comes the chaplain. That's going to be
They'll
4
hit,
mortals
4
to
mortal
start
wounds.
with. That's a pretty
Yep.
good start. And he takes 3 of them.
2 minus.
Oh no, that was the wound.
So 2 5-ups.
Sorry, actually, one was -4, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
should dart.
so I've taken 4. I've got 1 wound left. I need to make all of these 5.
Here we go. 4 or 5 ups now. We make one.
That won't do it.
Yeah, good job, Succubus.
Okay, Raider into Drago.
Y'all remember when
Yeah.
Grey Knights had a 1 CP fight on
Hit
death?
3s.
Those were the days,
Wounded
chat.
on 3s. Nothing.
Cool.
Hellions, 12 attacks.
Yep.
Or 13 attacks.
You could triple fight Drago for
the
4
hell
CP.
Winning on 2s, winning on 3s. 1 AP2.
Bad roll from the
Four ups. 3 dead.
the
4 dead.
Hellions there, but they do wipe the interceptors. Excuse me, intercessors. The interceptor squad goes down. So our Report of the Witch score is through the roof right now. We killed the chaplain.
That was actually touching.
Oops, that's not what we wanted.
Incubi.
We killed the chaplain and then another unit of strikes.
1 AP4.
Did Crow
And
ever
5
get
AP
touched? I haven't looked at
AP3s.
Crow's data sheet in a while. We can take a look at him.
So, wouldn't even kill a witch squad.
Okay,
Oh.
Drago fights back.
Yep, Drago with his 6 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Winning on 3s. -4, like 3 damage each.
Sits 1 minute.
Yep.
Yeah, he just fights when he dies.
And that'll be my turn.
Oh.
I pulled you out of
Yep.
2 quarters.
Yep, I get 5 points.
Yep.
And over to me. Well, at least I don't have to worry about any intervening. Yeah, I'll just move then. Oh, right, Drago will just target himself because that's the only target.
Yep.
You know
Poor
what? I'm gonna
Drago's
advance
stuck
that
in
purple
combat
unit.
with a 1-wound raider.
Sorry.
He's like, why didn't the Emperor see fit to give me a bolt pistol?
Cool. We'll have this Dread Knight. This. It's gone 3.5. He'll rotate for, I'll say, another 3.5. So that's 7.
Okay.
8, 9. Like that. Just so we can still shoot that thing, yeah. We need... What unit are we going to throw up? Either one can do it. Question is, can I get to the wall? Yes, I can. Okay, this one then. Go like that and touch the wall.
Okay.
Move these up with them.
There's Incubi
Still
in the
model by
back.
model, right? So you only get the 4 shots.
Yep, that's fine. I was more
Did-
just thinking smite.
Did clear out the strike
That's
squad that
probably
was
gonna
back
get
here.
that long witch on
We
the-
definitely need to deal with them now because they could be a problem later if they clear out all the.
Yeah.
interceptors and
okay,
stuff
we've
over here.
got This Red Knight, who
Although
should
I don't,
have witnessed
there's not enough
here.
beef to get them in the Grandmaster. I don't think.
And these interceptors, which will.
I think we
I
still have a
will
sigil
send
on that
them as
Grandmaster
well.
too, so he's not even really in
Because I
danger of
think
getting
probably
just peeled out by the Void Raven.
clear that. Succubus and Raider without them. Okay, so we'll just go to Psychic.
Okay.
So the pink unit is going to do Purifying Ritual. Goes off on a 5 for 1. We're going to have Drago's Smite. Goes off on a 5. Kills the Raider, does it explode?
It's
Nope.
not.
Good job, Drago.
Okay. We're going to have the Grandmaster
You're
Purifying
finally
Ritual.
free.
Okay.
Goes off. I really should have trailed the green guy back, but it's fine. And then we'll have the Dread Knight do Purifying Ritual. Goes off. So we'll get 4 points there. We'll have the red interceptor unit and smite the incubi. Doesn't go off. Cool. Oh, got the green unit. They'll just cast for +1 attack.
Okay.
It does go off. Cool. Go to shooting. So Drago will shoot the succubus.
Well, lightning faster. She'll probably die anyway. But...
Cool. Get rerolls the hits. There we go. 3 hits. 3s. 1 wound.
4 up. It's
Cool. We've got 1 CP. Okay. Okay. We'll have the Grandmaster shooter. So 12 shots. 4s. Yeah. Not ideal. 1 wound.
It's a...
Cool. 2s. Wow. Okay. This Dread Knight will shoot the Silencer into her, and we'll shoot the Psy Cannon into Hellions.
Okay.
So the Psy Cannon. All hit. 5 wounds. -2.
Yeah, all goes to my ball. They're dead.
Cool. And then Silencer. 4s rerolling 1s. Yep, and 3s. 4 saves on the succubus.
1 wound left.
Cool. We'll then do the interceptors. So one of them will throw a. One of them will shoot the Hellions, and the other ones will all shoot the Witch.
Okay.
So the 4 shots on the 4 shots on the incubi. Not doing nothing. Then it's 8 shots on the Witch. 3s. 3 wounds.
Dead.
Cool. And then we'll throw 10 shots from the other interceptors into the Void Raven 4s. There we go. And 5s. Hey, 2 wins. There's a wound. Cool. And we'll go to charges.
Okay.
So the green unit will charge the incubi.
Sure.
Well, we'll do it.
So I think we're maybe quickly gonna discover how much damage a single Void Raven bomber can do, just flying in a circle around the table.
That unit will charge the incubi. Because I need 2 units because Tormentors. Hey, another 12.
Unfortunately, it can't even kill individual units. Very sad.
We'll
Yeah,
have
Void
Drago
Mind
charges up to this.
turn 1, so yeah.
That's in. We'll have the Dread Knight charge the succubus.
And I don't think it could. I don't think it can kill the
spend the
Grandmaster
sequence
because
of
he's
immortal wounds on a
got
2+.
sigil, so he'll just leave.
Goes off, does D3.
Dead.
Cool. Just need one of them both in case. Cool.
Tormentors
Tormentors.
to the green squad.
Ooh.
Yep. So we've just got it on
So
the.
we
just
fight
got it on
last
red
one of
squad.
the
So we've
squads.
got 12 attacks.
Well,
3s. 2s. 2 mortal wounds and 6 saves, -2.
There are 5s. Dead.
Cool.
are they? I think you're
So
left on
green squad will
one.
go 6 inches forward.
That's okay though. I don't think it matters.
Red squad will go 3.
Or you're...
Uh,
Yeah, you
diagonally
lose
towards you.
4. Oh, no, then the 2 more would
And
go
then
the
these will
climax,
stay
yeah.
here.
No, exacties.
Okay.
Okay.
Exacties.
That's the end of my turn. I get 2-1 engage. Over to you.
Okay. Come on. We'll bring the bomber down here.
Yep.
He'll shoot at your Grandmaster.
Yeah. The Grandmaster will teleport.
He's out.
Okay.
See ya.
Um,
So we'll
let's
go
get
for
behind the wall.
Drago, I guess.
I'll shoot at Draco.
Cool.
Let's get Drago. Let's get those, get that Abhor the Witch. Aw.
Command point reroll.
Hey. Hey. All right, Drago. 1s and 2s.
3 of them runs.
1s and 2s. Ah, he
Both
passes.
saved.
What a dick.
Okay. 2 points for Herd the Prey. Nothing in this quarter.
Yep.
Your turn.
Cool. Grandmaster will move and touch the wall. These will move on to this objective. The red unit will advance
Well,
backwards.
there you go, chat.
6 inches.
The answer was a big nothing for how much damage the single Void Raven Bomber can do. Looks like we're gonna see the Void Raven get blown up here, and that will be that for the game. Unfortunate. It's Drukhari just man, like Green Knights have their number so hard. Like I don't know as a Drukhari player what you do to win this matchup. Like I literally don't know. And I mean, I think Grey Knights are super strong, and they're definitely, you know, on the cutting edge of the metagame. But I don't think all of their matchups are this one-sided. I think Drukhari just get hammered by their game plan way more, way harder than anybody else.
Green unit, Purifying Ritual. Goes off. Red unit, Purifying Ritual. Doesn't go off. Any peril on the perils.
Yeah. I think, you know, maybe it's you. You just push into the codex. I mean, like we said, probably the hardier stuff is the way you go. But your matchup against other things is so much worse if you take the tankier units out of the codex. You have a much less consistent game plan elsewhere, and that just is, it doesn't work great. Green Knights buddy, all the Eldar factions. Yeah, I can see that. Turns out, all the Imperium needs to do to finally rid themselves of like most of the Xenos problems in the galaxy is just equip every single man with a Stormbolter. And a Stormbolter, and also like
Nothing.
an Encarmine
And
axe.
side cannon. Yeah. 2 wins.
It's 2.
Yep, we'll shoot Drago. Hitting on 3 re-rolling. Ooh, and then 5s. 2 saves, -1.
Dies.
2 damage. Cool.
Doesn't explode.
Cool.
Okay.
So go to your turn, go to mine. I don't think I have to. Let's see.
Yeah, you're wholly within, so I don't get to. Okay.
Yeah.
ESOXO, is there a reason I take Death Spitters over Devourers on the Hive Tyrant? Yeah, because they're both start with D and they're next to each other on Battlescribe, and I always misclick. I think we talked about that in the video, I think, actually. I always misclick. It's supposed to be Devourers, but it's like so hard to, I don't know, I always hit Death Spitters by accident.
That gets us 4, and then on the last turn we need to do it once. Yep, and we get it.
Yep.
We'd also get 15 on the last turn. And then we max the imprisons. Cool.
There you go. If anybody's any questions for the players, chat, throw them in there.
And we're done.
Great game, man.
Game.
Yeah, thanks, guys. This matchup seems super duper rough for Drukhari.
Yeah, I need him to go first and push a little bit more. I think I overcommitted. But
Yeah, I can see that.
I never do well on battle lines. I haven't figured out the mission very well.
Sure.
It is rough because the what I found is Drukhari can hit, but if you don't give them enough to hit against Grey Knights at once, then what's left can usually mop up.
Because I think Grey Knights are almost unique in that, like, they're the faction that actually threatens killing the Raiders and everything inside all at once, which very few factions can do, right? But it's just like, it turns out when you put guys who can teleport every turn, and you give every one of them a Stormbolter, and you know, or a Gatling Silencer, and you just jump them around the table, you can get around the angles that they can hide in, and you can just pick everybody up when they move to the center.
And the Interceptors counter the Hellions fairly well too.
Yeah.
They're equivalent units, but you get 5 of them, and I only get 3.
Yeah,
it's a common spots.
The Hellions, I think, are probably particularly hit by the matchup, right? Because everything has a 2 damage weapon, and you're like, what? My thing is that I have 2 wounds. No, not like this.
Yeah, and toughness 5 doesn't help in the melee against Grey Knights. There's too much strength 6 and strength 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got like the insane amount of mortal wound output you can put on one squad.
Yep.
Yeah. It's also, I guess, sort of maybe a matchup idiosyncrasy too, that like there is a lot of mortal wounds happening out of the Drukhari army, but also like Grey Knights take a third of those, or only 2/3 of those.
I've done better when there's only 2 Dread Knights. Running into 4, I just don't have the volume to deal with it too.
And I don't think there's anything in the Drukhari book that I'd say is particularly consistent at dropping them.
Yeah, just Dark Glances. Like if you did triple Trueborn or something, they would go down pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, I've got
resources.
Yeah, I've got a GT at the weekend, and there's a bunch of Grey Knights, and because I will refuse to do that mirror for like the 20th time. I'm gonna have to run double Trueborn. Oh, it's the most depressing game in the world because no secondaries match up into each other well. Nothing in the Grey Knight army is good at killing anything else in the Grey Knight army, and you both just sit in Tide of Shadows the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah, we watched one last week. It was like, okay. It was just, all of the Dread Knights peek out, and then each player kills 1 Dread Knight a turn, and then they just do that all game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick, what do you think about playing some more of the Coven stuff, like specifically against Grey Knights? Less infantry focus, maybe take a little bit more range with Dark Technomancers. On the big
think
monsters and stuff.
The Chronos do pretty well.
Yeah.
You got a webway portal to kind of get in range, I think.
For sure.
Just because Interceptors are so fast and deadly, but they can definitely do well. And Grey Knight characters don't care about my sniping with the Hetz rifles very much.
That's true. Yeah, they're
Whereas
tough.
Elder and Space Marines try to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Changes the battle plan.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. I'll go ahead and get your scores in. But Dylan, congratulations on taking it down.
Thanks. Yay! Now I get to go use Fire Raptors.
Yay, Fire Raptors. So they're 1,000 Suns Fire Raptors? Is that what you're saying?
No. I asked someone to give me the stupidest list they could because I didn't want to run Grey Knights again. They gave me 3 Fire Raptors and 3 Tech Marines in Iron Hands, and I'm playing that into 1,000 Suns.
Incredible. Good stuff. Valdor would be proud. All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks, guys. Good luck with your Fire Raptors.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Wait.
Have a good one.
Bye.
All right, chats. That's gonna be it for us today. Thank you for tuning in to this this interesting matchup. I wonder if Grey Knights maybe herald the way out for the Hellion builds. I know they're not that popular. There's certainly some matchups where they absolutely steamroll, and then there are certainly some matchups where they get steamrolled, and I think this is one of the latter. But congratulations to Dylan for taking another one down. I wouldn't be surprised if he was on the top of the leaderboards right now. Actually, I haven't. A bunch of scores just went in earlier today, chat. So if you are looking at, he's currently 3rd on the leaderboard. If you are trying to get a sense of where you're positioned currently, You can take a look now, and it should be updated. Looks like Johan Nikolaisen, number 1. With a bunch of Copenhagen League wins. We got Devin Swan, number 2. That's not too surprising. Dylan, number 3, with a lot of these first places. Well, congratulations to everybody at the top there. Good stuff. Well, chat, let's find somebody to raid. I should be live. Actually, I might not be live tomorrow. I think I'm gonna be playtesting some Octarius at my LGS. So that might be what's going on tomorrow. I might pop on. I'll drop it in the stream schedule. I might pop on before or after that happens to do like maybe a little recap. Maybe I think we'll do some painting. Probably I got some Octarius stuff to paint. So I will pop that in the stream. In the stream schedule tomorrow at some point once I know what my schedule looks like. So there's a small chance I won't stream, but I'll probably do some painting. Who's live right now? Nobody's live. What? What is this madness? Looks like Let's Make It Orky's live. Anybody playing? It's all painting. All painting all the time over here in Warhammer Twitch sphere today. So we'll go hang out with Let's Make It Orky. Cool. All right, everybody. We'll probably see you tomorrow, for sure on Thursday. I'm excited to grind some games over the latter half of this week with the Octaria stuff, and hope you have fun over there with Orky. See ya.